Hi and welcome back to the channel. We've been away for a little while, some vacation and whatnot in Europe. But now we're back, ready to do some more reactions and a new thing today, a Q&A video. Some people were asking for something like this and we thought, why not? Why not just try? So we put up a community post and a bunch of you guys asked us some questions and we're gonna try to answer them.
As well as we can.
As well as we can. So it's rather not formal at all, this one. It's just, reading some questions out loud and then trying to answer them.
Yeah, and then you can get to know us a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. We will at least try to give some insights into who we are as people and what we do and yeah, depends on the questions of course, but are you ready to jump in? We've made we've compiled all the questions and some of the questions that were a bit similar, we put them together as well, so yeah.
And beware, because we probably will butcher all of your names, so...
Yeah,
sorry in advance. But,
we will do our absolute best with the pronunciations, but yeah, we might end up butchering some names. All right, but we got the questions ready. How do you want to do this? Should we just?
You can start.
Yep, we're gonna just take one each and then try to answer them. Okay, so the first question we got is from Elmo Reviews. Great name. And the question here is, where do you guys live and where are you guys from? So yeah, we're both from Denmark and we were born and raised in like different parts of the country. You were born in
Fyn, which is a small island between the peninsula of Jylland and a little bit bigger island called Sjælland, where the capital Copenhagen is located.
Yeah.
And we have a funny, very cute dialect. So I've been teased a lot about that when I got to Copenhagen a few years back. So
yeah, but you can tease them back and go, well, Copenhagen accent sounds horrible in ways. and I can say that because I'm from Copenhagen. Born and raised in Copenhagen or the Copenhagen area. I lived like the first many years of my life, or my childhood and my teenage years. I grew up in a town called Farum, which is like 20 kilometers north of Copenhagen. So it's still very much in the big city area. And then you didn't really grow up in, like, what you say, city life.
I grew up on the countryside.
Yes, where there are very few neighbors, and when it's dark, it's real dark. And I'm not used to that at all. There's the places where I've been living most of my life in Denmark, there's always been lots of noise and lights and people all over the place, and that can get... Bless you. And it can get a little bit too much. So, bless you once again. So I am very much open to moving out more into the countryside someday. Yep. I think that pretty much covers it, except for where we live right now is in the Copenhagen area as well. It's on the outskirts of Copenhagen. Yes. So still very much in the city. Okay, next question.
It's from both The Devil's Help and Ryan McDonald. And, it's at least kind of the same question. Asking whether, if it's not too personal, but it's not, how do you guys meet? How did we meet?
Yeah.
And,
do you want me to start or?
Well, I think I noticed you first, so I can start. We had this tutoring event for some of the big universities around the Copenhagen area, and a little bit farther away.
As well, yeah.
And all the tutors were meeting up for some lectures about tutoring and stuff like that. And of course, because it's tutors and it's Denmark, we had to drink some beer afterwards. And I remember
You don't have to, but it's very much optional, and
it's of
people
course
will-
it's optional,
yeah.
but that's not the point. I remember I was sitting on the row just in front of Sonny, and we were at this last lecture, and everybody was having the first beer of the day and stuff. And I remember you were fiddling around with something because there's a lot of sponsor gifts and stuff, small things like that. And you had this weird thing, and it was just this incredible annoying noise coming from it. And I looked up, I looked at you, and I was just thinking, yeah, just do that. Just go ahead and be annoying, because you can do that when you're pretty. And then, yeah, I didn't put more thought into it. And then later on,
when people have had way more to drink, and yeah, the whole lecturing part was totally over, and we were at a university bar very close to Copenhagen University, and then I overheard someone talking about tattoos and something Star Wars related, and then my ears went like this, and of course I had to participate in the conversation because it's Star Wars. And we started talking about some Star Wars tattoos that we wanted to get, and a little bit back and forth. And before we knew it, we had purchased a big drink tower sort of thing, where it's it's a big glass tower with some sort of beverage in it. In this case, it was a drink called, call it
polar bear.
Polar bear, because it's blue and cold, and when you drink it, your mouth will like be colored blue. Yeah, your lips and teeth and everything. Great. So we purchased a whole tower of that and just proceeded to drinking it and running around and dancing and having a lot of fun. And all our friends were commenting that you guys seem like you are enjoying each other's company. And we very much did. And yeah, that was the first time we met, and we've been together pretty much ever since.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the story of how we met. So some drunken tutors just wanting to party, and then we found the one. So
yeah.
Oh yes.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. Okay, let's see if we can answer some of these a little bit quicker. The next one is from Edward Pierce. I'd love to hear some information on how you put your videos together. What camera do you use? How do you create your backgrounds? And how long do you spend editing a video? That sort of thing. So I guess that's mostly me who can answer this, except for the camera is actually yours.
Yes, it's my trusty Canon EOS 760D. So it's like the amateur version of a...
I want to do some photography.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
and it's working out great for us so far. We will need to upgrade some of the stuff, or we are trying to upgrade some of the stuff while we're going along. And we definitely need like a new microphone or something like that, because it can be a bit tricky sometimes with the sound, and there's noise in the background and stuff. But when it comes to like what we've done after we've shot, then I edit in Adobe Premiere Pro, and I use Photoshop as well to make like thumbnails. And the backgrounds we create by using a green screen, which is the one behind us now as well. There's probably a picture there, but yeah, that's what we use. And I try to make the picture, like the background pictures, like match what we're doing or watching, or the particular episode or something like that. And I just want it to look cool most of the time, or just look halfway decent at least. And then just on the question of like how long do I how much time do I use or do I spend editing this stuff? And sometimes I might be spending a little bit too much time on like the minor details and stuff like that, because in like I can easily spend several hours doing this, like 3, 4, or 5 hours per video if I'm being very particular about some stuff, because I just want it to be as good and as smooth to watch and experience as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much it, the whole editing stuff. Yep, you wanna take the next one?
Sam Lee asks, if it's not too personal, still not, what are some of your hobbies?
I guess you could call this a bit of a hobby, what we're doing here.
It's a bit of,
Combining?
Yes.
Yes.
Combining some of our hobbies.
Yes, definitely.
Like, it's combining our love for pop culture, especially like movies and TV series and games to some extent.
Yeah, just entertainment and stuff like that in the pop culture genre. Yeah. It's combining that and our wanting to make something, do something kind of creative, make some videos. For me, at least, I've been into making videos and editing for a little while, and this just seemed like a good opportunity to fine-tune that a little bit more and just get some more experience with this kind of stuff. And besides that, hobbies, it is pop culture, it is movies and television series, fantasy, sci-fi, and books, gaming as well. We both do a little bit of gaming. You're more of a PC gamer, where you are online-wise, it's League of Legends, right? And
yeah, and I played the fair share of MMORPGs, but I prefer just single-player RPGs.
Yes.
Because it's more easy to dive into the story and commit to your attention somehow.
Exactly, you can do also, like big chunks once in a while.
Yeah, and also you don't get heated in the same way as because everybody knows like the community is like the most toxic substance to man ever known. So
yeah, some of these online gaming communities, they are very, very toxic. I fortunately don't experience too much of that. I'm playing a lot of Apex Legends at the moment with some of my friends, and there it's more, if you want to talk to someone, you can do that, but you don't get harassed that much. You can easily just mute someone, and yeah. So that is some of our hobbies.
I got a shitload. I have the longest list of things, but the things I enjoy most is I actually danced for like, I don't know, 10 years of my life or something. No, even more. 15 years of my life I've been dancing. And I play music. I played the guitar since I was 13. And I sing a little just for
Just for fun.
I also to some part like acting, but it's just a hobby, and I actually never do it. So
yeah, I would love to do more of it. That's something I've done as well in the past, and would love to do some more acting because it's just so much fun. But
and of course, I love makeup, and it's also an expression, means of expression.
In an artistic way.
Yeah, creative outlet, I would like to say, and I like to fiddle around with photos, and
there's so much.
So many things I love to do.
Yes, exactly. Shall we jump to the next one?
Yes.
This one was asked by M. Duncan and Christian Sørensen from Randers in Denmark, and Ryan McDonald again. And the question is, what was the inspiration to start the channel, or how much time do you guys spend together? Who came up with the idea to make a reaction channel on YouTube, and why did the other part agree to it? And what made you want to do reactions? So yeah, we kind of bunched them together. And we talked a little bit about that with the hobbies and stuff, that it kind of put, like, a lot of what we like to do are involved in this.
Well, Sonny once said that he would like to have a YouTube channel and start talking about stuff and maybe do
Pop culture
reactions
stuff
and and
playing around with some thoughts in that area.
Yeah, and he told me that, and I was just, okay, then what do you need to get this started? And he said, oh, well, I'm gonna need this and this and this and that and some more of this. And I said, okay, fine, let's try to find out what we can do. And then he was like, I think also once, because Sonny actually watches reaction videos himself. And I think he has seen all the times where I was very emotionally invested in things I see. It's real.
Yes.
This
I do that as well, but not to the same degree as you do.
I cry a lot. I'm a crier, and it's just I cry on a daily basis. That's just what I do.
You wear your emotions all the way on your sleeves, and all out there.
And I've been teased with it actually, like almost harassed with it. So I don't like very much to actually show that, but I can't really close it off. No, I cannot hide it. And once Sonny probably looked at me and said, "You'd be very good. People would love you on the internet with all your very emotional reactions, very strong emotions." And I was just like, okay. If that's what you want to do, then let's do it. Then
let's try it out.
Let's try it. And I have to disclaim that I don't watch reaction videos myself, but you do. So it's just I started out for your sake, and then to be fairly honest, the crazy amount of positive feedback and we've got, it's just now I feel like I'm doing it more for you guys as well, because it's been so overwhelming, and
and we like entertaining you guys, and we like interacting with you and everything, and just the stuff you've been saying. It certainly makes this so much more enjoyable and easy to do, even though sometimes it can be very time consuming and it can be very hard to.
People on the internet can be so mean.
They can be really mean. We haven't experienced too much of that, fortunately, but once in a while there's the odd comment or something where you're like, wow, you're just gunning straight for my soul or something. What the hell, man?
Yeah, so that's but you guys are so kind to us, and it's just been
it's been a blast so far, and it just all started with, as you said, just some minor interest in this area, and then we got some of the equipment, did one reaction for a trailer, and then some people wanted us to do reactions for Game of Thrones, so we started doing that, and then it kind of just snowballed from there. And it very much peaked with Chernobyl, or that's the peak so far. I
think it's so funny that the thing I've been teased with became something that people applauded, and
you can take some pride in it. And
it's something I was ashamed of suddenly became admirable and relatable, and that's been so great that I can actually turn this around to something positive, because it's really hard to be so emotional. You have no idea.
Oh yeah. All right. Next question comes from
Jaisa? Oh my god, this is so hard. And Tortoisit of Tapiola and Bill Ross. Sorry, but I have no idea.
There will be some. The comments are, of course, appearing on the screen as well, and you can read the names and see how much we're actually butchering them. Sorry, once again. You wanna take the question?
What are your careers? I heard you talking about it in your reaction videos, but could you elaborate? And I think this is what the person meant. Like, Kat, what scientific area you work in, and did you both have a hard time as for job, unemployment, etc.?
Yeah.
Well, I am studying biochemistry and I'm writing my master's thesis in behavioral neuropharmacology. The reason why I chose biochemistry was both because I thought it was interesting, but also because I know there's not a lot of unemployment. So I think my chances are very good.
Compared to
many people who are not working with either finances or science, I guess.
Yes, i.e. me, because I have a bachelor's degree in communication and performance design from Roskilde University, and already there I have to explain what my education is most of the time, because it's like, oh, that's very broad, and what the hell is performance design? But it basically has to do with how we as humans tick and how we communicate everything we do, and yeah, it is very broad. But I've been focusing on anything that has to do with media, if it's social media or any kind of like digital productions and stuff like that. But it's been very, very hard finding a job afterwards, because it's just totally dried up out there. So I'm constantly kind of in between jobs and trying to do some stuff, and these reactions have definitely been keeping me busy. And hopefully down the line, once we finally start the Patreon and stuff like that, then might be able to make some money off of it as well. But
it's not the main goal.
No, it's not the main goal. The main goal is just that we're having fun doing it, and we like doing it for you guys and entertaining you. So, yep. Next one from Yasmin Natalia. Yasmin Natalia. Do you guys plan on ever getting married and having kids?
Yes.
Yes, we do. No, there are no like time-stamped plans or anything like that. We don't have a timetable, but it's something that we both know we would like to happen at some point.
And not too soon, but not too
late either.
No.
So it's and we know there's no perfect time to do any of this stuff, but we'll get there. Certainly. Yeah.
My brother just had a baby, and every time I see that baby, my uterus just go nuts.
I can just see the way Kat is looking at me like, can it be soon? I'm like, well, you're the one who has to carry it for 9 months, so you have to be the most ready for that.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. Slowly.
Slowly, but steadily, yeah. All right, the next one from
RT Many.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie for each one of you? Will you start?
I can start. I've already mentioned Star Wars, so it's Star Wars in general is just my all-time favorite. You know, just the whole saga. But if I had to choose just one of the movies, then it would be The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, it's just fantastic, and yeah, what can you say? It's a classic, and besides that, I could for sure mention a lot of other movies that I consider to be among my favorites. But if I had to pick only one, then Empire. Yeah.
And I'm a Tolkien girl, so I would say Return of the King always.
Extended edition, right?
Of course.
Of course.
But yeah, there's so much more to it than that. But
there's a lot of good stuff. Like we're very much, or I'm maybe a little bit more, but into the whole superhero genre as well, because it's very big at the moment, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is reigning supreme, of course, and there are a lot of those movies that I'm enjoying a lot at the moment, and then just Lord of the Rings as well, the Dark Knight trilogy, anything Tarantino, and yeah.
I think it depends a lot on the mood. What mood we're in that certain day. It's like, well, today my favorite movie is The Dark Knight, or the next day it could be, I don't know, something.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Exactly, something like that. But in general, we just really like watching movies, and yeah, there's so much good stuff out there. Next question from Homemaking Maven plus Yellow Valley. How many countries have you visited / lived in? Which country would you love to visit but haven't yet, if money was not an issue? And I know you have an answer ready for that. What country you would like to visit if money weren't an issue?
There's actually a question further down.
Ah, okay.
So we'll just keep the suspension for that.
We'll save it for that.
But let's start with how many countries we have visited or lived in. And while I count, you can just go say where you've lived. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, lived in Denmark, of course, the majority of my life. Also lived abroad for about a year. Lived in Canada, British Columbia, where I was working as a ski instructor at a resort called Silver Star near Vernon. And yeah, that was an amazing experience living there. Met so many great people like Nathan and Mel. They were in one of our previous Game of Thrones videos, The Long Night. And yeah, that's where I've been living. But besides that, I've visited like a good chunk of countries. A lot of the countries in Europe, of course. Not too much the Eastern European part, but then like a little bit of Africa, Egypt, Tunisia, and been to Asia as well. Well, Asia is big, but like Thailand, been there, and I've been to the States as well, like the West Coast, the Midwest, the East Coast, Canada I mentioned. So yeah, some different places around the world, but there's still so many countries and yeah, that I want to visit.
That's a good part about living in Europe, because there's so many different countries in such a relatively confined area.
Yes,
so,
compared to other places, yeah.
Oh, I forgot 3 more. Okay, so I've been traveling all over Europe almost. I haven't been much to Eastern Europe as well, but I've been to Poland and Bulgaria and the Czech Republic. Been to Prague like 3 times or something. Yeah, England, Wales, Benelux, Germany, Scandinavia.
So all over Europe pretty much. And
actually,
been to Iceland as well.
Yeah, I've only been outside Europe once, and that was when we went to California, Nevada. So
that was a real good trip as well.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not saying that. It's just that was the first time I've been outside Europe.
Yes.
Like
definitely not the last time.
No.
Because where do we want to go? I very much want to go to Australia and New Zealand, because I haven't been to that part of the world and know a lot of people.
Hello, Peter Jackson, Tolkien.
And yes, of course, that's also a reason why we would love to go to New Zealand. You wanna take the next one?
And James, that was
easy.
That was easy. How many languages can each of you speak?
Okay.
So yeah,
it's we both speak like Danish, like that's our first language, of course, and then English as our second, and
that's approximately fluent. It's not our native language, but it's
but we
pretty close to fluent.
Pretty close to fluent. No matter how many times we mess up pronunciations and stuff like that and stumble in the words.
We do that in Danish as well.
Yeah, we certainly do. But yeah, that's we can speak it, we can write it, read it, all that. And then I had both. I had some like some German and when I was in school, elementary school, call it that. That's still like the language that I'm third best at. Even though after that I had a little bit of French, and then I had 3 years of Spanish in high school, you can call it that. But I don't remember too much from those classes, unfortunately. I haven't had to use it that much. It's more still English and then German whenever we're in Germany or Austria or something like that.
Yeah, and well, this is almost the same for me. I was very good at German in elementary school, and then I just lost the interest. I can still speak a little bit, and I understand also a little bit of German. I would love to rekindle it though, and of course some phrases here and there in different languages, and I've actually also I haven't really studied myself, but my father and mother went to Italian classes.
Yeah, like night
So-
school, right?
Yeah, night
Yeah.
school, yeah, and I've learned some of that as well. So I can once again a few phrases here and there, and
A few words and can order some food.
I can order food.
Yeah.
I can order ice cream.
The next one is from Gabushak. Gabushak. Yep, that.
Sorry.
Sorry. If you could live in a movie world or a television series world, which one would you choose? That's a bit of a hard one because, of course, it could be interesting to live in like Westeros or Middle Earth or in a galaxy far, far away. But I think that would be a little bit too dangerous. Wouldn't survive for long. Do you have like any particular place?
I would love to live in the world of Naruto. Because I don't know, I just love the whole
Culture and
ninja thing, and yeah, I love that story. So I would love to go there and live. And there was something else.
Well, I can say if you like
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
If there could be wizards, if you go to wizarding
I'm still
school.
waiting for
You're still
my
waiting.
letter.
Yeah, that would be cool as well.
I have something with post-apocalyptic worlds. I'm very fascinated about like abandoned places and how nature kind of
Takes over again.
yeah,
and,
it's
It's always very beautiful to look at in a kind of dystopian way, and there are a lot of good media with that kind of stuff out there, with like Fallout
is-
played
yeah,
a lot,
definitely.
and Mad Max and stuff like that. It's it looks very cool, but I don't think you would want to live in a world like that because it seems like it's very hard to survive. Okay, let's jump to the next one.
Proud Apostate asks, what genre of music do you guys like?
We could probably go on for a long while with this one as well, but we'll try to keep it short. You first.
I have a very, 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 very broad taste in music, but I think I can confine it to just pop music in general. Things that my ears like to listen to, something that's very like soft and candy like for my ears. So and this is just like a label, the label pop, not necessarily like the genre pop. Because if I have to pick a genre that I couldn't live without, it would be rock music, like period. Or classical, I don't know. I have a very, very, very wide taste in music.
Same here. I can pretty much listen to anything. I'm not that much into like really heavy techno or heavy metal. I would love to be able to hear it more or get an education and stuff like that, but it's not. I haven't really listened to that kind of music too much. I grew up on Prince because my mom is a big Prince freak, so I've been listening to a lot of Prince. And if any of you out there are familiar with Prince and his very extensive catalog of music, then he's been dabbling in pretty much all of the genres as well. So that's one of the things I love about him, that he can incorporate a lot of different stuff. But if I had to choose like one genre that I've been listening to more than others, it would probably be hip hop, rap. Mainly because of like my friends and those I grew up around. They all listen to hip hop, so by extension, I listen to hip hop. And today, a lot of them are even making hip hop music, like the guys from Full Effect, and who were participating in a Game of Thrones video as well, the Bells. I guess that'll do it for what kind of music we're into. Just broad strokes. Then we have a question from Yale Yent. If you were told you were only allowed to listen to one song, watch one movie, see one television series, read one book, and talk to one person for the rest of your life, what would you choose? That's very hard.
That one person, we're pleading the fifth on that one. Because we were allowed to do that. So we're pleading the fifth for that one. Yeah. One song. It's hard. Okay. Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Pink Floyd.
Okay.
I think.
Yes. I'm probably going to be very cliche about it and go with Purple Rain because it's just...
I don't know, it's so tough.
It is very tough. That's why it's a tough question. Okay, but let's just... Okay, we've both said one thing and no takebacks, so we'll move on to the next one. So Pink Floyd and Prince in the back. One movie. Are we just going with our favorites?
Yeah,
Empire and Return of the King?
Yeah.
One television series? Oh.
Scrubs. Sorry, but Scrubs, season 1 to 8. Not the 9th. It's not.
That's very hard. I kind of want to say Game of Thrones because it's been such a big part of my life, our lives. But I'm still have a little bit of a sour taste after the last couple of seasons. They didn't, yeah. So I would probably go with a television series that has an ending that people were satisfied with, pretty much. So I'm gonna say Breaking Bad. Okay, one book. Oh, wait, yeah, you said Scrubs.
Yeah.
One book. Is it cheating to get like if you can get like an Lord of the Rings edition with all three of them in one? Is that cheating?
Well, it was actually written like one big book.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would be cheating.
Then I might do that just to have as much as possible, because it's very hard to decide as well.
I would go with The Little Prince.
Oh yeah.
It's just the best thing out there ever.
Yeah,
written.
it's very beautiful. If none of you have ever read or heard about it, then look it up. Little Prince. It's
Prepare to cry.
Yes.
A lot.
Okay. The next one.
From Ember Bujade.
Ember Bujade. Ember Bujade. Ember Bujada? I don't know. Sorry. The person asks,
have you seen The Leftovers? No, we have not. We're gonna react to it very soon. It's on our list and it's very high up on our list, so we're gonna watch that.
We're definitely gonna watch it.
It's been recommended a couple times.
Yeah, and it's hard to say anything about when other than soon or at some point, because there are so many series that we want to catch up with or want to watch, and there are some that aren't even out yet that we know we want to watch when they come out. So it's okay. Then we have Rajas A or Rajas A. Not sure how to pronounce it, but favorite 90s sitcom.
I don't like sitcoms, so there's one, and one only, and that's Friends.
Yeah, Friends will probably be high up on my list as well. Together with Seinfeld, because gotta love the classics. All right, then we have another one from our friend Tortosit of Tapiola. How do you feel as a stereotype perfectist? How do you feel as a stereotype perfectionists couple on YouTube, knowing that likely you both have dark, ugly sides we do not want to know? How do we feel about that? I feel good about not showing my ugly sides to the internet.
I'm a hateful bitch. I'm just gonna say it. So it's.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's okay.
if I had to just share like one of the things I hate about myself or don't like about myself as well is probably my laziness. But I reckon everybody's lazy at when it comes to some part of their life or just sometimes. So let's not get too much into that. But we
feel.
but thank you for the implication that we seem like a perfectist couple on YouTube. That's that's very nice. Thank you. Okay, then we have the next question from
Surtech?
Surtech?
Senior Tech?
Yes.
Maybe?
Okay.
It's not, yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's the one.
Have you been to Japan? Or if not, are you interested in visiting my country? And to that, I have to say yes. Oh my god, yes. It's on my bucket. It's literally on my number one thing on my bucket list is to go to Japan, even to live there. I don't care. I just want to go there. It's just I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot stop talking about it. It's just I love Japan so much, and I really want to go there. And I just
want to go there, experience the culture, the people, the food,
the cherry blossoms.
The cherry blossoms, of course, and everything related to that. I really want to go skiing in Japan because I've heard that is amazing as well, and we love skiing. So of course we want to try that out. Hopefully in the not too distant future we will get to go because that's at least what we planning on saving up to do as one of the first like big destinations for our next vacations.
Or honeymoon.
Or honeymoon, that would be nice as well. Okay, then we have Jason Reyes Walsh and Sam Ball are asking, Sonny, I see those Star Wars t-shirts. Are you guys pumped for episode 9? And could you perhaps talk briefly about your tattoos and what they mean to you? And then the other one was tattoo stories, please. So yeah.
Let's start with the Star Wars. Are we pumped? Are we excited?
Yes.
Yes.
Hells to the yes.
Yes.
Even though we're not going to get too much into it, there are a lot of controversies. There's a lot of opinions out there about The Last Jedi. Not going to talk too much other than, we saw it. We had an experience with it. And now we are ready for JJ to return to the Star Wars movies and make his
hopefully
his cap off of this trilogy and supposedly the entire Skywalker saga.
Hopefully it's going to be good.
Hopefully it's going to be good, and of course you can't avoid disappointing some people, but let's hope it's not going to be as divided as The Last Jedi, because that really took a toll on the entire fan community, and it was horrible. Not saying whether or not the movie's horrible, I'm just saying the whole situation, that was just a shit fest. Like, it was...
But that's a story for another time.
That's a story for another time.
That's a very big topic.
Yes, and I could get into that. Looking a bit more forward to The Mandalorian, I have to admit, but that's just because I'm very interested in seeing how that is going to unfold and all the people involved. It looks great. So, tattoos. Should I just...
You start. You have fewer tattoos than me.
Yes, and they're more accessible right here. So, let's stand up. We have this one. And that is actually a Star Wars tattoo. It is the... what do you say? Like the Mandalorian sigil, like the crest of the Mandalorians. And then in their language, which is Mandoa, it says Alit Orishaya Taldin, which means family is more than bloodlines. And this is my very first tattoo. I got it with my father, and he has the same one, same spot on the body. And it's supposed to symbolize our love of Star Wars and the Mandalorians. And then we have this one, which started out as a simple logo for a Danish band called Veto. But it came to mean more than that, because it's also, like peace and stuff like that. And it was supposed to be all black, but then the tattoo artist, he wanted to do something else, because he said it wasn't going to look very good if it was all black. So he freestyled some dot work in there and some flower stuff, and I think it looks great. Yep, and then we do have another one that I have to get out a little bit here. Sorry, honey. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, that is the love symbol from, that's Prince's symbol. And it's slightly purple because Prince. And yeah, I've already talked a little bit about my love for Prince. And then I have one last one back here. I'm not gonna say too much about that other than it's related to Californication. So, yeah.
Yes, and mine are not very accessible, so let me start with those that are. This is Only Love, and it's a song by Ben Howard that my sister introduced me to, and my sister is one of my favorite people ever. So that's just like, I only have love for her, so it's just, just that. And then I have this one from The Little Prince, which is a snake that has eaten an
elephant.
An elephant, it's a python. And if you haven't read the story, go do it. And because it will take too long for you to get if I had to tell you why it's such.
It's easier to experience it for yourself.
And maybe you have seen it, but I have my big watercolor piece here. Those are sakura. It's cherry blossoms, Japanese cherry blossoms, because it's my favorite flower and also because of Japan. So,
yes.
Well, of course.
Watch out, we're coming.
And I also have musical notes on my kneecaps. Two notes that are musical notes that are bound together. It's I don't know what it's called in English. I have only been taught music lessons in Danish. So, but the two that are combined, 1/8 of a note. I don't know, a bar. And those two symbolize my parents because they are still together after many years. And I have two on the other side, like one, like a big one. Musical note, and that's my big brother, and I have a smaller one that's filled out, that's my little sister. And I have on between my shoulder blades, I have like a yellow rose with a rainbow sprouting up, and it's very personal to me because I got it after my absolutely worst depression. I've been struggling with depression and anxiety for a very long time. And this, I got this when I, was kind of getting back on track, as a reminder to tell myself that that life is like this rainbow of colors, and we have to embrace all the colors in life, even though they might be a little bit uglier and tougher than some of the other brighter, more beautiful colors. And then I have my first one right here, and that's two stick people holding hands, a woman and a man, and that's just for the whole cuteness of it and the wholesomeness and love and harmony and
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, that's our tattoos, and both of us, we want to get more tattoos sooner rather than later. Yeah. But we want them to be like well thought out, and
I have a long list. I just need the money.
Something, yeah. And for some, it's more of a money problem. Okay.
Julia Shiloh says, "Kat, did you think of becoming a model, or maybe have been offered to become one in the past? And Sonny, have you ever been told that you look like Richard Madden a bit?" Of course.
I can answer that very quickly. Yes, I have. We've been compared to a lot of celebrities and actors and actresses while we've had this channel. And yeah, Richard Madden is
one of those that
definitely one of them. Yeah, and I take it as a huge compliment. So thank you.
Yes. And I was actually in a very small model management back when I was 20 or something for 4 months, but I was not really. I didn't have any job. Didn't book any jobs and didn't get the management any money or anything. So I was kind of kicked out, and also I didn't really like. I didn't like to pursue it further because I didn't feel. I didn't feel good about people telling me what to eat and when to get tattoos or piercing, and especially what not to eat, and how much I could definitely not eat, and not allowed to eat like a pizza or just a box of ice cream if that was what I wanted, and it happens.
Oh, yeah.
So I have
too many restrictions.
Too many restrictions, and just the way it did the whole business it just made me feel bad about myself. It made me feel very bad about my body and my weight and all the things that I was supposed to be ugly or not wanted, and so it's just, and I've been struggling a lot with my weight as well. I haven't been struggling with an actual eating disorder, but I just had a lot of problems with body image and eating.
So the whole model thing, it didn't do anything good for you. It just added to your insecurities. So
I love it as a creative outlet. I love to express myself, and of course I'm very vain. I'm very self-absorbed and egotistic, and it's fine.
You like taking pictures and having nice pictures taken of you as well. You just don't want to do it as a career, and I think that's perfectly.
I don't want to. I don't want to drop 20 kilos just because somebody is. I have to fit in somebody's dress. It's just not.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one from Scorpion5555. What is the best television show you have ever seen? And the person also writes, "You are so cute together." Thank you very much. All right, best television show ever. Ooh, it is a tough question for me, at least. I don't know if you have one answer just at the ready.
If I have to be brutally honest, Stranger Things is my absolute favorite.
All right. For me, once again, if it hadn't been for the later seasons of Game of Thrones, I would probably jump on that one, just because it meant so much, and I really, really, really enjoy the most of it, and especially around season 3 or 4, I think that was just the peak. Amazing. Besides that, I've mentioned Breaking Bad. I think that's a really good overall television series. If we go into like the more shorter format, like miniseries, Chernobyl, which we just watched, I think was absolutely stunning, amazing, horrifying to watch. And I also very much enjoy Fargo. The 3 seasons we've gotten so far, they've all been phenomenal. And then just to mention one last is Firefly. Would probably be way higher up there if it had the chance to continue and we had gotten more seasons instead of just the one and then a movie, because I really, really enjoy those characters as well. And I could probably mention even more, but let's just keep it to those.
Von Leipzig asks, what type of food do you like? Also, out of all the international cuisines out there, which one is your favorite? And
we love a lot of food, all types of food. I love making it, and
I love eating it. I'm not so much making it. Don't care. I don't have the patience for that.
I love making food. Love it.
So that's a very great Arbeitsbeziehung.
Yeah. That's a good partnership right there. And she challenged me in that area as well, because
recently, last year I turned pescatarian, or mainly vegetarian, but with a slight bit of fish on the side. So we are definitely always coming up with something new, trying something new that is
that's very nice. Exactly, and get to try out a lot of new different kinds of recipes, and you get to think about food in a different way, where it's not like, oh, here's some meat and I just need something to accompany that with maybe a salad and then some carbs and a sauce or something. That's need to think more outside the box, which I enjoy very much. But if we only had to choose one.
Yeah, I couldn't. For me, it's a tie between Italian food and Japanese food.
Yeah, it's that's probably the two cuisines that I am struggling with choosing from as well. Like, should it be Italian or Japanese? Gun to my head, though, I would probably go Italian. But it's it could be something. It could be Japanese if you ask me a week from now. So yeah, depends on the mood as well. Okay, then we have Louis Richard. Oh, Louis Richard. Do y'all watch wrestling?
Let's make this brief. No, we don't.
No, we don't. And yeah, I've been compared to Finn Balor, yeah. But no, we don't watch wrestling, so we don't really know.
It's sports, so we don't watch it.
Yeah, we don't watch that much, like too many sports, except for the movie Trivia Schmodown. So, yeah. Then we got here.
Very long one.
We got a long one, yeah.
It's from Patrick Sheridan. I noticed that Kat is so much taller than you, Sonny. Does this cause a stereotypical height problem when meeting people? And how do you compensate when viewing reaction videos? Does Kat sit in a smaller chair? Does this cause you any psychological problems when filming? Is it strange that Kat is never drinking in your photos? Is that why you're so calm and she feels it with such emotion? Does this photo sum up so many of my questions, or is it just the beginning of more?
So yeah, a lot of questions there.
First off, the only height problems between us is when people are commenting on it.
Yeah, like we never really think about it at all. So it only becomes an issue, I would say, when people make it an issue. Yeah. Like, not that happens
we don't
that often at all. Like, people rarely comment on it. If they do, it's probably behind our backs and then we can't hear it anyway. But yeah, it's as to whether it's giving me psychological trauma or anything like that, not at all. I'm very secure in my height. Sometimes do I wish I was taller? Sure. And when I was younger, I had some more problems in that regard because I was getting teased a little bit about it because I kind of just stopped growing when I was 14 years old, and all my friends just kept on growing and getting taller and bigger and everything, and I just remained small. But yeah. Some people like that.
I really like small guys. It's just a preference. And I think that if you are holding back because of the other partner's height, you might miss something really great. I understand if it's a preference for some people.
Yeah, some people it can be a total turn-off, and that needs to be there as well. So I totally get that. Yeah.
But yeah, if that's going to hold you back, it's just such a shame because you're really missing out on something great. And I often think that smaller guys, I don't know, I just find them very cute and attractive somehow. And it's also very hard for me this because I love people. I don't like necessarily like looks.
I get what you mean, and yeah, same here.
I'm attracted to personalities, not looks.
Yes. We got one from Mark Cormier. Do either of y'all have a favorite and least favorite TV or film adaptation of a book? Also, is there a book you are wishing would be adapted?
Well, Lord of the Rings, man. I really like that one, and I watched. I read the first book, or my mother read it for me, and then we saw the first movie, and then we read the second book, and then we saw the second movie, and then we read the third, and so on. And I remember what I liked so much was that it was like taking straight out of my brain. Like that was my mental images. That was what I saw when I was told by Lord of the Rings.
When you read the descriptions of how Tolkien was describing his world and everything.
It was, especially Rivendell was just straight out of my head. It was just like I couldn't have imagined it any more differently. Yeah. And of course, that also meant I had some problems during the third film, but I won't get too much into that. But yeah.
Yes.
And least favorite, it's. I don't think I haven't read enough for that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, for me it's I think actually my favorite adaptation and least favorite adaptation of a series of books are probably that we're gonna go back to Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire. So there's some of my favorite adaptation stuff going on there, and some of my least favorite because they made some decisions that I thought was weird. If they wanted to do it differently than the books, then they could have gone in another direction and not just butcher certain book characters and stuff like that. But once again, not going to get too much into the specifics. Are there a book or series of books that we really want to be adapted?
Well, of course, The Witcher, but it's
being adapted.
So very, very curious and very nervous about that as well.
And for me, being such a big Star Wars geek, I would actually love for Disney or Lucasfilm to adapt some of their books or their comics, even just like the earlier, like the stuff that are legends now, or just pull some more on those kinds of strings, because there are some really good stories out there. And now that they're getting into making television series and they're branching off from the Skywalker saga, then why not take some inspiration from some of the legend stuff and the games and the Old Republic and stuff like that. That would be great.
And the last one is from Martin van der Steen, who asks, since you mentioned you are fans of Collider/Schmodown, how do you think you would do in a movie trivia Schmodown match?
Yeah.
I would suck. I would suck in the normal...
in the singles divisions or the teams divisions.
I would suck. I would be like Dagnino style. I would...
Maybe, yeah. Totally Tom Dagnino. Yeah, no, it depends on the category, I would say, probably. There are definitely some areas where you and I would be stronger than other areas.
In a geekdom, though.
But in a geekdom or the Star Wars League, I think both of us would do pretty decent. I think we could make, like, if they did teams in a geekdom, we would make a good team, I think. Yeah, and just to comment on the whole Collider Schmodown, yeah, we really enjoy it, and I was actually at one of their live events at one point in LA, the first live event, I think it was. Yeah, the first live event, and I even got invited to the studios in Burbank afterwards and watched the taping of some Schmodown matches and got to talk to Christian and Mark and everybody, and get to learn a little bit about their whole operation and the behind the scenes and everything, and they were just so amazingly kind and cool people and so hardworking, and yeah, so if someday we find ourselves in that area again, we would love to, of course, visit them, and if it ever came to it, then it could be cool to try out for in a geekdom match or something like that. You never know. But yeah, that was it. That was pretty much the questions that people wanted to ask us this time around, at least. I'm sure we're gonna do another Q&A down the line.
If you like it,
yeah.
Then please let us know so we can set up a new session somehow.
Definitely.
Sometime.
And that's gonna do it for this video. We got some stuff coming up. We're starting to react to The Expanse once again. So yeah, looking forward to that. Stranger Things, we're done with that pretty soon. And then we've been talking for a while about doing Band of Brothers. as the next one, but we are aware that there are a lot of newer shows that some of you guys really want us to watch. So maybe something like Dark or The Boys have moved further up the list, but we will keep you updated on the community posts when we decide what to do. Do you have anything else you want to add to this Q&A? Alrighty then. Then as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you as soon as possible. Bye!
Bye!